So we are off. These are 80% races starting off in Series Station. Gonna have to fight the first big scary boss. And then hopefully escape the station before it all blows up. Got Kai waving to the baby Metroid. Just as Ridley starts to steal it, what a jerk. Zenkai with some really nice movement through. These stairs are really tricky. They have a weird kind of property that can get you stuck down and stop you being able to jump or run properly. They're called magnet stairs. Zenkai gets out with 43. Dog's getting trolled a bit by Steam. And she gets out with a 39. Very nice. So I believe both of these runners are going to be doing old route. I'm not sure if both of them pick up Spazer or not. I know Kai has been picking up Spazer for the consistency it gives. It's one of those kind of optional pickups. It's kind of more of a comfort thing. But yeah, so they're gonna work their way down into Blue Bryn to pick up their first items in Morph Ball and the Missile Pack. This missile pack being necessary to wake up the planet in order to carry on the run. And soon the runners will be going through what personally I consider one of the worst rooms in the game, the climb. There's kind of maybe 2 or 3 different ways of getting up the climb. You can either go for wall jumps or ledge grabs, and you can either wall jump up the left or the right side. Most people will go right side. But it's a very difficult room to do quickly. Looks like Kai's going wall jumps. And Doc's going to work her way up through the middle. Kai's having a little bit of trouble. In all versions of the climb, if you get caught behind where you should be, so if you fall down or if you don't make a ledge in time. The pirates jumping across are always going to cause you a ton of problems. Ooh, and Kai gets clipped on the way down. Hopefully this doesn't affect his Bomb Chorizo fight too much. If you're not on full health when you go in, the Bomb Chorizo's drops split chance between being missiles and health. Obviously you only want missiles to kill him as fast as possible. Kai getting completely trolled with only small health drops. Thanks, BT. There we go, all missiles this time around. Doc getting really nice drops. And nice, super smooth fight from Doc. And neither of them get trolled with missile drops on the way out either. It's possible if you try and exit that room really quickly, not pick up your full amount of ammo, meaning you have to farm before your next missile door. And Dog gets Alcatraz second or third try. Very clean. So the runners are now going to work their way down into Green Brinstar with the first kind of sequence break of the game to pick up an early super missile pack. If not for this sequence break, they would have to go fight Spore Spawn, which no one really ever wants to do. He's a very slow boss. But he is one of the cooler looking ones, so it's kind of a shame in some ways that we don't see him more often. So Kai sets up for his mock ball across the bridge, and he nails it first try. And Doc's following suit, and she gets it first try. Very nice. There are a couple of categories that involve Spore Spawn. But none of the... I'd say none of the mainstream ones do. There are a couple of sort of partial categories. And like, you know, 100% map completion needs to fight him too. But mostly he's avoided. As Kai works his way down Pink Brinstar, he will be picking up Charge Beam. In my personal opinion, it's one of the more overrated beams in the game, but in this category it's pretty useful. And Doc picking up her Charge Beam. So, in the divergence between New Route and Old Route, Kai will be getting to the Red Tower. New Route goes up, Old Route goes down. I very strongly believe that both runners will go down. And yeah, so they will be heading towards Kraid. Kai is going to be picking up Spazer first. I'm not sure if Doc picks up Spazer or not, so we're just about to see. Taking the safe option on the Calc 69 health of killing the ceiling monsters. Yeah, Doc's going to be picking up Spazer too. Cool, so it's a double Spazer fight. I like it. Now, Spazer Beam gives your shot a much wider hitbox, meaning it's easier to hit enemies. Your aim has to be less precise. It also does a bit more damage. It's not a massive damage increase, but it is noticeable for sure. It will mean that a lot of enemies, particularly early game, will only need one shot to kill instead of two. It does remove the possibility of doing X factors, which need charge beam and wave beam and a power bomb. However, if neither runner are going to use X factor strats for Phantoon, Botwoon, and Dragon, then having Spazer Beam is sort of like a net time game anyway. X factors are fun, but if you miss them, they are quite costly in terms of how much time it takes to recover and just sort of general time loss. So Kai's setting up for a missile quick kill. Oh my goodness, and Doc is on 1 health. And she's gonna YOLO into the Kraid fight. Oh my goodness. This is terrifying. As Kai picks up his Varia suit. Doc, please. Nice, the perfect. Oh no, only 3 supers because the charge shot kill. Oh my goodness, great stand up. She cannot take a single hit from anything here. Oh, nice. She's gonna get health bombed, but this is recoverable. Wow, she's living life on the edge. Oh, safe now, right. So she picks up her Varia suit as Kai picks up Kraid's E-Tank. This is kind of a safety, but it will be probably like the last safety that most runners drop. It's not a big time sink at all, and it gives you a ton more leeway in terms of taking hits from bosses especially. The minimum energy tanks needed for a run is 3. So most people will get the Terminator tank, which they have already. High jump tank and Botwoon tank are kind of like the 3 minimums, and then the 2 safeties are Kraid and Fireflies and Ridley. Sorry, so 3 safeties really. And Doc showing that door who's boss by nailing a super into it. So Kai picks up the high jump energy tank, and he's going to be picking up his high jump boots. Possibly the most underrated item in the game, I reckon. They make such a huge difference when you don't have them in randomizers. It's super easy to take them for granted, I think. So yeah, the decision for these runners will be, now that they have Spazer Beam, assuming they don't use X Factors, the decision is when to pick up Ice Beam. Kai didn't pick it up super early, meaning to pick it up before going to Bowl Mountain. His options are to pick it up coming out of Upper North Air for the first time on his way to Phantoon, or he can pick it up on his way to Ridley much later on in the game. Ooh, he's going for the swaggy Rising Tide Rim as well with the D-boost off the Nova. That's a really difficult strat. There are advantages and disadvantages to both picking up ice early and ice later. Picking up ice early means having to shoot things more often, seeing as the first shot will freeze them and it will never kill them with Ice Beam, so it can sort of negate the usefulness of having Spazer as a damage item. But the advantage of ice early is if you're using charge shots to kill Botun and Dragon especially, the beam just straight up does more damage. So Kai's picking up his speed booster, sorry. He will then be working his way towards Wave Beam and then back out of Norfair to go fight Phantoon in the wreck ship. And Doc's going to follow suit. Does not get defeated by King Kak. And Kai is going into double chamber. Maybe the second or third worst room in the game. It's so easy to fall down, and it's always a big time sink, and the platforms control you pretty hard if you're trying to get back up again. He gets through the first part pretty easy. So Doc is going to have to farm up some ammunition on her way out from Speed Booster. Kai's ammo count is looking pretty good. Part of this is a result of being health bombed by Kraid, giving only health drops instead of ammunition can slow you down later on in the game. So she will go to pick up Wave Beam, whilst Kai is exiting Upper Norfair. With Speed Booster, you can go the lower way, which is much, much quicker. Doc living life on the edge, turning around just as she lands on the last platform. It's possible to Keigo your way through them and fall all the way down to the floor. But she gets away with it this time. So it looks like Kai's not picking up Ice Beam on his way out, so he will be picking it up on his way towards Ridley, the last boss. Wave and Spazer are still a fairly damaging beam. So depending on how he fights Phantoon, he might not use charge shots at all anymore, he might just be going for missiles. But the Spazer and Wave combo I think means you can hit him with 3 charge shots per round if you're going for a charge shot only kill. Whereas if you have Ice Beam, it needs, if you shoot him twice, he'll disappear. So you end up doing like more net damage per round with 3 shots of a weaker beam than 2 shots of a slightly stronger beam. He has a very nice red tower, but unfortunately it falls into 2 Vile Plumes. The ceiling ones especially eat Samus for a very long time. So we'll see if Doc picks up Ice now, or if she also is going to pick it up later. Cool, so Doc's going to pick up Ice early. This makes Red Tower much, much nicer. The Rippers become platforms with ice instead of being enemies you have to dodge. So now Kai has his power bombs. He will be bombing the doors up the top and opening these doors along his way, and then he should be sparking across the ocean to get into a wreck ship. Now, Doc has two options really for exiting this room. She can either try the ice escape mockball by freezing these platforms, or it looks like she's going to go for a charged bomb spread. This is a pretty neat trick. If you hold charge and down in morph, your bomb spread actually like fires out a big spray like that and is able to hit the top bomb platform. The other way of doing it is to jump and then morph right at the top and lay a bomb near the ceiling, but the timing for that is really, really tight. It's a super neat trick, that charge bomb spread. It's the only real place in this run that it's used. You can use a normal bomb spread in later on near Ridley, but yeah. It's kind of sad it doesn't get used more often. It's pretty cool. So Kai going to be starting up his Phantoon fight. If he's using missiles only, it's going to need 19 missile hits and 1 super missile hit. We'll see if he's going to try any Dopplers. Oh, very nice. So he hits 2, 2, and then I think 3 or 4 in the first round Doppler. As Doc's going up Red Tower. I imagine she'll be freezing these rippers for platforms to jump on. And Kai gets in another 3. You might go for the 3 round here. Ooh, and just deselects at the last moment. I think a super missile would have killed Phantoon there for a really nice 3 round. He's gonna have to wait it out. And he gets it. Pretty smooth, pretty smooth. He got clipped by a flame, causing that first super missile to miss. But he backs it up nicely. So Kai will now be picking up the second super missile pack of the run. And then he will go up through the ship and then across Bowling Chorizo, and then to pick up his gravity suit, which of course lets you move freely through water and other liquid type environments and work his way into Meridia to fight the third boss of this run in Dragon. We'll see what kind of attic strat he wants to use. He's a big fan of the speed keep. It's really difficult, but when it works, it looks so cool. Nice start out. Ooh, and he just bonks the platform. Pillar type thing. But pretty quick, and Doc gets a really nice spark across the ocean. So Kai is looking really healthy, and actually in really good shape for ammo too. With Varia Suit, the trip across the bowling spikes is much less scary. Ooh, and it looks like he's going to spark it. I like it. Very nice. It's a pretty tight short charge for that spark. I think it was like a stutter 3. Sparking across bowling uses slightly less health than taking 3 spike hits, it costs more health than doing 2 spike hits. But 2 spike hits is pretty difficult, and you have to kind of deboost to get extra distance. It's all a bit awkward. And Doc's starting Phantoon fight. We'll see if she uses charge shot or missiles or a combination of both. And Kai gets his gravity suit, so he's going to be one purple boy. So it looks like Doc's going to go for Dopplers. Unfortunately, Phantoon trolled her a little bit with the movement and made that first round Doppler a little bit difficult. She gets a nice couple missiles in on the second one. And Kai is going to be going down to Red Tower towards the Meridia Tube to powerbomb it open. He has an option, if he feels like it, to take a health refill along the way. I imagine he probably won't, and if he's farming up health in Hellway, that kind of implies he's not going to go for it. It's looking good for Doc so far. Kai says no to Slota's refill. Yikes, Doc. Tanking for a couple flame hits towards the end, but she is fine. Hopefully there'll be some nice health drops in here. She's looking really good for ammunition. And Kai breaks the tube and starts his trip up into Meridia. Now, Doc might have to take Attic slightly more carefully. The enemies in there do a lot of damage, and to be comfortable, Doc will probably want to keep about this amount of health before going into bowling. With Kai not turning off, we'll see actually if Kai turns off Spazer here or not. But if he doesn't, then he will be trying to kill Botwoon with just supers and charge shots. Oh, those atomics hit hard, Dog. She's pretty good. So Kai won't be using X Factors in this fight at least. He's just going to go for a straight missile, super missile kill. It is possible to one round Botwoon, with just supers, but it takes 10 supers to kill him, and some of the patterns Botwoon can do are probably possible, but they're very, very difficult. So he's going to use all of his super missiles and then shoot a couple of charge shots. Botwoon is one dead snake. Now, we're just going to see if Doc farms up a bit more health before going to bowling, because otherwise this is super scary. About what I was saying about Ice Beam early, this is a time where having Ice Beam is more of an annoyance than a help. Everything needs at least one more shot to kill it. Oh, and she's going for the spark. And she gets it. Nice. That was like a stutter 2-tap, I think. That's pretty ballin'. And Kai gets the halfie. Yeah. The normal halfie. Very nice. Yeah, really nice short charge from Doc. And Kai has a really clean rest of the Colosseum too. it's really easy to get stuck into the sand in between the pillars, which really slows you down. But he manages to avoid it really well with a couple of deboosts. So Doc gets her gravity suit just as Kai is starting the Dragon fight, and he deactivates Spazer, so it looks like he's going for the X Factor opening on Dragon, which involves short charging across whilst charging an X Factor, and then sparking and hitting Dragon with the X Factor particles at the same time. He gets it really cleanly. So when that opening is done right, it's going to take about half of Dragon's health off in one go. Unfortunately celebrates by goop sparking into the ceiling. But gets a nice second spark. Dragon should need one more. He might just use ammunition to kill Dragon instead of sparking. Sparking on this health is slightly scary. Dragon chain damage is a real thing and can kill you from quite high health actually. If you're really, really unlucky, it can sort of hit you for 6+ tanks. But Kai finishes off with just ammunition. Playing it safe, but also, better safe than dead, right? Now Kai has his space jump, which is going to make the rest of the movement through Meridia much, much nicer. And Doc is going to take Slota's refill before going into Meridia. I really like that. It makes the Bortoon fight less sketchy, depending on how you do it. Bortoon hits really hard, and it's like death is a very real possibility. And she's showing another door who's boss by firing a super into it. So now Kai's going to be going to pick up a plasma beam, the most powerful beam in the game. It's going to make Ridley and Mother Brain fights about a third as long as they would be if he just stuck with Spazer. It's one of the main attractions, I'd say, of Old Route. New Route doesn't pick up Plasma Beam at all because of the differences in routing. It ends up being a time loss to pick up Plasma Beam. But it really makes most of the rest of the game much, much smoother. So it looks like Doc's farming for power bombs. She has the one that she needs, depending on if she was going to go for X Factor opening on Bortoon. But without deactivating Ice and Spazer, that's not it's not possible. So Kai, now having picked up his Plasma Beam, is going to be going back down through Upper Norfair into Lower Norfair to fight his final boss of the run in Ridley. Well, final main boss of the run. So, having fired all the super missiles, Doc's going to be using charged wave Spazer shots, which do as much damage as the super. Meaning you need to hit a combination of 10 supers and charge shots throughout the fight. She gets him down without much trouble. He's going to have to find at least one super missile somewhere to open the next green door into Dragon, but she should be fine. There's a couple of farming spots along the way, and the Metroids have a pretty good super drop rate as well. So Kai is now going to pick up his Ice Beam last of all. It looks like Doc's going to farm for the supers there. And it looks like she's going to go for full supers. It makes, depending on how comfortable you are with short charging, super missiles still do a lot of damage to Dragon. So it's going to speed up the fight a lot if you can also fire a lot of super missiles at the same time. With his power bomb, Kai is going to be going the southern route towards Lower North Air. You can either go northern route or southern route. There's a lot of preference. Time-wise, they're pretty even. Done super optimally, southern route is very slightly quicker, and it also has the bonus of having a refill station in the way, which, depending on whether you want to take it or not, can either be a good thing if you need the health, or a bad thing if you don't want the health but accidentally go into it anyway. So Kai goes straight through Nutella refill without refilling. His health's in pretty good shape, so I don't mind not taking that refill there. He's going to be taking a dip in the lava and going for the chronic boost, but just misses it. And Doc is starting her Dragon fight. Very nice spark opener. Doc's short charges are looking really good. But she's getting trolled by the 1 million swoop Dragon. It's much nicer to spark at Dragon when she's on a goop cycle rather than on a swoop. It is possible to hit on a swoop, but you will usually do less damage just because of how Dragon's hitboxes line up. And that was, I think, maybe 8 swoops, and given that each one is kind of like 50-50, she's getting super unlucky with this cycle. Also shoutouts to Goop for that one. And Kai goes into worst room in the game. He has a really nice worst room strat. He freezes the left pirate, then power bombs, and then clips up through the last one using the power bomb's iframes. That's a really nice strat. It's a really clean worst room. And it is still Swoop City for Doc. The Dragon is very nearly dead, but also so is Doc. She cannot take another hit. She's gonna have to be super careful here. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. This is terrifying. Oh, right, okay. She's good. She got the health. But being on this low health means she cannot kill Dragon with a spark. It's just too dangerous. No, Doc. Mash. Mash. Mash harder. Okay, she's good. No, she's not good. My heart cannot take this. So Kai is working through Wasteland and into the Metal Pirates room. They're a really nice source of super missile and health drops before Ridley. They are a bit of a pain to kill, but Doc gets through that Dragon fight in one piece. Sending my blood pressure through the roof at the same time. This health bomb means she's gonna have to farm ammunition along the way towards Lower North Air, but she's good, she's good. So Kai, if I can get my words right, Kai is starting his Ridley fight with charge wave, plasma, and ice. It's a 20 charge shot fight. A lot of runners, especially low ice runners, like Ridley to be pogoing rather than swooping. When he's pogoing, there are ways to avoid taking damage, but Ridley is giving him a lot of swoops. So it looks like it's a couple more charge shots, and Kai's health is looking good, and Ridley is done. So with that, Kai has the option of picking up Ridley's E-Tank as an extra safety, which he's going to go for. I'd say this is probably the second safety tank that people drop as they go down to 4 and 3 tanks. But depending on your health situation, coming out of lower north areas quite scary. The key hunters do more damage per hit than any boss in the game. So it's not something you really want to be wrestling around with on low health. And Doc picks up her plasma beam as Kai is working out through Wasteland. With no power bombs, he's going to have to be bombing a lot of blocks. And he's going to take the slightly safer strat of killing the key hunters or hitboxing through them. With Plasma Beam, it's a weird kind of quirk that you can run through enemies whilst their iframes are active, and Plasma Beam pierces most enemies, so if you shoot an enemy as you run through it, you can take no damage. And Doc gets the really nice charge shot, space jump through that room in Meridia. It's a really satisfying strat to get when it works. It's beautiful. She's looking in pretty good shape for ammo now. There are a couple more opportunities to farm before Ridley for ammunition. Which she might go for. Having already got ice, she's probably going northern route rather than southern route. If you don't have to go through ice, then northern is always faster, really. So she'll be going down past the save room, towards Bubble Mountain, and then down towards the lava room. So having killed all of the Golden 4 bosses, Kai is now going to be going up through Meridia towards the ship, where he has the option of refilling and saving, and then towards Torian for the final boss fight of the game in Mother Brain. His ammo is looking great, his health is looking good, so I would not be at all surprised if he doesn't refill at the ship and just goes straight on for Torian. So with full ammo and full health, Doc is now an unstoppable killing machine, and she will be going down towards Lower Norfair to fight Ridley herself. And Kai doing the nice thing and leaving Sephi's fish alive. Been far too much violence against that poor fish. That fish did nothing wrong to anyone. And yeah, Kai is looking really good, on a really good pace. It's been a pretty clean run through everything, really. Does he get the best trick in the game? The space boost? Oh, just a jumping a little bit too early. Ooh, and Doc is going for the green gate glitch in Lower Norfair to backdoor her way towards Screw Attack. This is interesting. This is not a usual pickup for any percent. It's a more of kind of an RBO hundo type pickup, but it does make the rest of Lower Norfair trivial. Screw Attack being, I'd say, like the iconic Metroid pickup, and it's one of the ones that I'm actually sad is not in any percent along the spring ball. But the combination of space jump and screw attack makes you invincible, and you will one-shot almost everything. But yeah, I like this. So, having said hi to the Golden Four, the statue falls into the water, and now Kai is going on the elevator down to Torian. You have to fight through 4 Metroid rooms, and then have an interaction with the baby Metroid, who is no longer such a baby. These Metroid rooms can sometimes be make or break, depending on the ammunition you come in here with. But Kai is looking in really good shape ammo-wise. He's nearly full on missiles and he is full on supers. I imagine he's going to group up most of the rest of them. And this combination of space jump and screw attack is really nice in Amphitheater especially. And she'll be able to kill these key hunters if she wishes. There is a benefit to killing the key hunters actually, in that it reduces the lag from this power bomb fairly significantly. So it's kind of it's both safer and faster thing. But yeah, with full ammunition and nearly full health, Kai is done with the Metroids, and it looks like he's going to damage himself down before the baby, so he's not going to be going for baby skip, which is a very, very difficult trick. It's about a 30-second time save if you can get it, but it's really, really hard. It's kind of one of the last tricks I'd say that any percent runners learn. But it definitely takes a lot of time. And Doc gets slightly trolled on the metal pirate drops. She's a bit low on supers, so I imagine she's probably going to farm up a little bit before Ridley. Supers they do double damage against Ridley, so in terms of raw DPS, they are the best thing to be fighting him with. Oh, she's going to YOLO in with 3. Sweet, I like it. So this is going to be a 20 charge shot fight. Again with Ice Wave and Plasma Beam. And Kai comes up to what I think is probably like the defining any percent trick in Zeb Skip, where using a combination of Ice Beam and Invincibility frames, you can skip through a Zebetite, meaning you don't have to kill them. And as they take missiles and supers to kill, it really cuts down on how much ammunition you need to pick up through the run. If we had to kill all of the Zebs, any percent would be a much slower run. But yeah, he gets the Zeb Skip pretty nicely, and he starts his Mother Brain 2 fight. And Doc finishes Ridley, only taking about 2 tanks of damage. Really clean. And her ammo is looking perfect for Torian too. Now, as the Mother Brain 2 fight goes on, Kai has to be careful of Mother Brain's catch-up beam, which happens in the back, the last quarter of the fight. It's a run ender if you get hit by it more than twice. It's capable of doing 3 hits in one go, meaning it can take 3 energy tanks off instantly. And as you need 3 energy tanks to survive this run, if you go into 5, you can take a double hit, but you can't take more than double. But he doesn't get hit at all, and triggers the penultimate sequence in the Baby Metroid. He's going to have to wait this one out. There is no stand-up glitch, really, in any percent. So, yeah, you just kind of sit back and watch. It's kind of a nice break, actually, as you can kind of like gather yourself for the last section of the game. There are a couple of nice breaks in the run in the Golden 4 statue room and in bowling. Kind of give you a chance to like refocus. Now with Screw Attack, Doc has nothing to worry about from these key hunters. If they get in her way, they're dead. If they're out of her way, they can probably live. Either way, she's taken no prisoners. And rip the poor baby. Baby Metroid sacrificed itself to save Samus, who now has the Kappa Pride beam. And he's gonna be nailing Mother Brain in the face with this beam until she's dead. Very clean Mother Brain 3 from Kai, only getting hit once as he starts his escape sequence. This is looking like a really good time. It's gonna be like a high 54. But yeah, he's had a really good run. And Doc's ammo is looking stacked, so she's not going to have to farm anywhere on her way towards Torian. Ooh, and Kai having a little bit of trouble in Leodox's room. Getting knocked down. If those pirates get out of sequence, then it can be a little bit of a troll to get back up. But he gets the nicest. He gets a nice moonfall, the last one in the game. I'm gonna see what spark he uses. Going for the right side vertical spark. I like it. It's classy, traditional. It's pretty tight. He's got Parlor to negotiate. Is he going to save the animals? He is not going to save the animals. He's on too good a pace. Getting trolled by Steam. But he's good to go. And Kai finishes with an SRL time of 54 minutes and 57 seconds. GG to Zenkai. That was a super solid run. As Doc goes up through Meridia and also spares Sephi's fish. This has been a good deathless run for Sephi's fish. And in with us we have Kai. GG Kai.
Hello, GG.
Wow. How are you feeling about that run?
I didn't expect it to be a 54 because it felt terrible. Like, it was cold today. I came in with cold hands, and I was not feeling good about it, and that became very apparent very quickly.
I don't know about that. Your movement was looking good, man. It was,
yeah, that is to say, there was a lot of stuff that I felt like really saved me. Southern route felt really good. Getting out of Meridia felt really good. You know, the boss kills okay. You know, nothing really in shambles, but it's you know, it's weird how the negative things always rear their head the most. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's kind of an aspect of speedrunning in general, I think, is you always want to be doing things perfectly and want to be doing them faster, and that it's way easier to focus on negative things than positive, but
totally.
Yeah.
It just, you know, to zoom out, maybe it's part of being human, right? We always magnify the negative parts, and, you know, a whole day could be going well, but one negative comment ruins the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like to me that looked like a really good run.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad to hear you say that, because in my, you know, it's weird sometimes. Just in your hands, you can feel when it's not. And like I said, some stuff really saved that, but other stuff not so much.
But yeah, no, it was it was good fun to watch.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, and thank you for a commentary, and GG Doc.
Yeah, Doc's she's had an exciting run. She nearly died she went into Kraid with 1 health.
No way.
For real.
That's badass.
And then
like, hell yes.
I think got down to maybe 16 health or so in Dragon and survived that one too. So she's a survivor, man.
That's so awesome. Yeah, that, you know, in my head, as you know, I dropped some things in my head, I was telling myself, you know, just finish, you know, because sometimes with this game, no matter what your PB is, if you can finish, then that's an achievement in itself.
Oh, for sure. Do you watch the restream or the other racers stream when you're racing, or do you prefer to run your own?
Yeah, I like to just kind of do my own thing. You know, so much of the race is determined by what you do outside. Like, you know, that's what's so wonderful about this tournament and versus the other ones is that with another one, when someone has like, you know, a 50-minute PB versus someone with a 42, you can generally assume how the race is going to go. But with this, you know, I think the results tend to be a lot closer to each other.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting in this tournament so far, the number of like very, very fast people who sort of run either new route or just run old route with very few safeties. And it's like their PBs are very quick, but they die in a lot of races, so it makes a lot of results kind of a bit skewed.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of a counter to why, you know, I try to run my own race and not get distracted by another stream or anything, but maybe there's something to be said for, you know, being aware of the race that's happening around you and being able to take safeties and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you though. I never watch other races when I'm doing mine.
Yeah, it's so rare, as you know, if you stream the game regularly, to be able to really find and get into your own headspace of running the game. And I feel like for me, races is like the real opportunity to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also I think part of that for me at least was coming from rando racing, you just straight up weren't allowed to watch the other streams. So.
Right, yeah.
got into a habit of not doing it.
Totally.
But yeah, do you have any final?
Nope. Just I want to watch the race back just to watch Doc annihilate Kraid with one piece of health. That's super cool. So GG's for that. And yeah, thank you for commentary. And I'll jump on my way out of here.
No worries, man.
Hey, thanks
GG again.
GG.
Cool. So with that, we have Doc finishing up with Baby Metroid the first time. Takes the slight safety of opening this first red door with missiles and then refilling, just to give more leeway for the Mother Brain 1 fight, which can only be done with missiles and supers. It's with Zeb Skip, a kind of a one-way door, and if you get to Mother Brain and run out of ammunition, then it's a soft lock. But with 25 and 8, she has 1 super and 10 missiles to spare. Ooh, and a very nice first try at Zeb Skip. That was super slick. Just killing the Rinkers. If you have Ice Beam, it's always better to kill the Rinkers, because if you just leave them, or don't kill them with an Ice Beam, they respawn much quicker. But if you kill them with an Ice Beam, the game timer sort of waits for them to defreeze even after they're dead before it puts on the respawn timer. So if you have Ice, always kill them. So Doc is just 20 charge shots away. Dodges the first catch up. And Mother Brain is super dead. Ooh, with a late second catch up there. That was like a parting gift. Yeah, Doc's good through Mother Brain 2. She's gonna have to wait through the baby sequence again. And then she'll be on her way out of here too. I am not sure offhand what Doc's PB is, but this is looking like a pretty good pace. Also, yeah, shoutouts to Screw Attack for being the coolest item in the game, for sure. Doc's PB at 107.53. She's looking on killer pace to smash that one. Okay, 103.13. Well, this is going to be very close to the most recent PB. Going for probably maybe like a 105.30 kind of time. Going for the lag corner strats. I like it. Just stand in the corner and mash shoot as fast as you can. It's definitely the safest way to do Mother Brain 3, but the more distance the Hyper Beam beams have to travel, the more lag they generate. So she's just an escape away from finishing this run. Nice first spark. Just the Leodoc's room and the climb. Screw attack helps this room a little bit, but you have to keep spin jumping for it. And climbing out of Leodoc's room. Just the climb spark to go. Also going for the right side vertical spark. Very, very nice. Definitely the safest one. Now, is Doc an animal lover? I know she has a dog. But she's going to say no to these particular animals, and they are going to burn to death along with everything else on this planet. What a monster. And Doc finishes up with a 106.38. And according to SRL, it's a race PB by 1 minute 15 seconds, so GG Doc. That was super solid. We'll see if we can get her in here. Oh, apparently Doc doesn't have anything set up. So yeah, it was a great run from both runners. Doc is a mad lady for taking down Kraid with 1 health, but yeah, what a hero. So yeah, that's gonna just about do it for me. Thank you for watching, everyone. There is another race on today at 6 PM Eastern. That's going to be Mario Mayhem versus Cheaty Face 4 on Speed Gaming, the alpha original OG Speed Gaming. And yeah, so tune in. That's going to be an awesome race. Both those runners are really good, and be sure to follow these runners too. Kai and Doc are 2 of my favorite streamers for sure. They're both so funny. They always put on really great streams. And yeah, so that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, we'll see you next mission.